we'll understand the concept of rotating a linked list and how to write a program for that. Okay? So suppose we have a linked list which is like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Head is pointing to 1 now. But suppose we want to rotate it by value 2. That means the linked list will start from 0, 1, 2. So it will start from 4. Means whatever value we give plus 1 index will go. So now linked list will be 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. And head will point to 4. So it will be 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So if you go 2, so it will start from 0, 1, 2. That means that is the index number of nodes. So after that, next element, so 4 will start from 4. So that is the way it means rotate. Means now head will point to 4. Okay, once more I'll tell. Linked list suppose is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rotated by 2 means now head is pointing to 1. After this, all this operation we have done, right? This all is common in all the programs we have discussed. Till pointing 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 and all, right? And head is equal to 1. So head was pointing to 1. But we want the head to point to 4. And it should be like 4, 5. So if we give the number of rotation as 2. The 2 means after leaving 2 elements. From 1, after leaving 2 elements, 2 and 3, head should point to 4. So, and linked list should be 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 and 4 should be pointed by head. That is the concept of rotation. Okay. So, let's go down and see. So, we are, again we are assigning a node. We are making a node which will capture the new rotated head. That means fourth head will be the 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 what we discussed, right? 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So fourth, which the head which will point to 4 will be now rotated head. That will come from this rotate function which we are going to discuss. And we are giving 2 as a number of rotation. That means if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is there. So after leaving 2 elements, the head will point to 4 and it will go back to 1 again and 2, 3. Okay? And this all will print your new linked list. So first we should understand the rotate function. So let's get to there. So starting is same as before. We will pass the 2 nodes in this function, head and amount of rotation n. Okay. And we'll define some temp to temp nodes, right? Those are kind of things. And also what we'll do, the head of the previous node, like head of the linked list which is original, we are storing it into a temp2 because temp2 itself is a pointer to a structured node. Okay. So we can store this. We'll see what purpose it serves later. So now we can quickly go to the while loop where the logic is starting. Okay. Now to make the head intact, we are iterating over temp. So what we can do actually, because head and temp has become same right here. Head and temp has become same. So whatever head was pointing to, that was one node, temp will also point. So we can use temp as the iterator instead of head, and we can keep header intact. So that head pointer will not change, only temp pointer will change. Now we'll do temp to temp next, and also we'll increase one count. So count is increased because we have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is our linked list. When you increase the temp pointer until it reach count is equal to n plus 1, means 2 plus 3. So 0 will be 1 will be here, 2 0, 1, 2, it will reach 3 here, this count. Okay. When you increase the temp equal to temp next, each time it will rise by 1, increment by 1. So it will reach to 3 when the value is 4 inside a linked list. That time we will assign it a new head is equal to temp 2. So that time, 1 second, let's wait, again write it clearly. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, this linked list. Earlier head was here or temp or head both are same, right? We have copied the temp pointer to head pointer. So head pointer and temp pointer will both, this is head pointer, this is temp pointer. Let it write in better way. Head pointer and temp pointer. Head and temp. Both will point to the one node, that will be that one value, then 2, then 3, it will come, right? So instead of head, we can use temp also to iterate. And we can do temp equal to temp next, this line. Temp 2 equal to temp next, to iterate. Okay? So now, this is our linked list, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when we do temp equal to temp next, here, temp will be equal to all of each of them one by one. So first temp will be equal to this 1. This is always temp 2, temp 2. So next we do temp equal to temp next, it will become equal to 2, this node. Then temp equal to temp next, it will become equal to 3. And at same point, that integer counter will also increment. Here it will be 0, here it will be 1, 2, and at this point it will be 3. Okay. So, when count, now this condition is there, if count is equal to n plus 1. Okay. So we have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When we reach this fourth node, count has become 3. It was 0 here, then 1, then 2, then 3. This is count. Okay, this is count. So that time, this fourth node, temp 2. So that time temp 2 would have reached this point, right? 4. So we will make new head as temp 2. Because already we want to start new list from 4th position, right? This position. So we made here new node is equal to, new head is equal to temp 2. Okay? But also we have to think one more thing, that when we reach 5, the new next should be pointing to 1. Now it was when we have this 5 here, okay? When we have this 5 here, this 5 here, next node for 5 was null. Okay, it was null. Nothing was there next to 5. So that's why I have done this. When temp 2 next, okay, temp 2 will, when it is 5 and its next is pointing to null, that time temp 2 next will become equal to head. That's why I have not changed the head, because head should always be at pointing to 1. Okay. So once more, you can understand this. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was there, right? Temp 2 will iterate over this linked list. So temp 2 will first become equal to 1, then 2, then 3, and 4. When temp 2, so that's at the same time count also is increased from 0, 1, 2, 3. When count reaches 3, then temp 2 will be copied as to new head, this value, new head. Okay, new head. So now a new linked list with head as new head, which is 4th, this value will start. But we have to also join this last of this linked list 5 to the starting here. Till now 5 was pointing to null, because there was nothing in after 5, right? It was nothing after 5. So for that what we have done, new head we already created, right? New head. So it will point from 4 5, but after 5 nothing is there. So that's why when temp2 reach 5, after this temp2 next, that time we will do if temp2 next is equal to null. So till now 5 next was null, then temp2 next. So temp2 next was null till now, but now temp2 next will be equal to 1. Why? Because temp2 next will be equal to head, and head was already intact, which was pointing to 1. And at that point we will break from this complete while loop. Okay. So, and then we will, so new head will now have 4, 5, then 1, 2, 3. Because we have made temp2's next when it was null, that means 5's next was null, it was null, okay, null was there. Till then that point we have run this statement temp2 next is equal to head. So it will, 5 next will become head, and head was pointing to 1. So 5 will now next point to 1. This node will point to 1. And we will break from the while loop because we have now connected all the links. And we will return new head. Okay? Return the new head from this function, and that will be captured in this rotated head iterator. Okay? And we print now rotated head data and rotated head next data, next to next data, next to next, and so on. It can be done in the while loop, but I am doing it just to show one by one in an easy way. So when you print this, you will get print 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So let's see, run this program and see. Just a second. Yeah. So you are seeing here we are getting 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 here. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So that's why how we rotated the linked list. Okay, thank you. I hope you understand.